Okay, so we're gonna go on to Uppababy. So Uppababy is a US brand. It's premium brand. It's a little bit higher price point. They are known for their sleek design and easy execution, so it's going to be very easy to maneuver the strollers and use their features. They also have a 1-year warranty, and if you register your product within 3 months of purchasing, you get an additional 2 years, so making it a 3-year warranty, which is awesome. And that's going to cover any damage done to your stroller, so that's an awesome selling point to inform customers on. So the Vista is a double modular stroller. This is very similar to like a City Select. The functions are basically the same. You're gonna have your 2 seats facing forward, facing away from each other, but I like the execution on the Vista a little bit more, but I'll show you those additional accessories later. First, we're just gonna go in what's included in your original purchase. So it's a modular, so you're gonna get your frame, your toddler seat, and your bassinet, and that kind of justifies that higher price point. You also get your belly bars are included, your rain shields, and your bug nets. And so, and that's for both the toddler seat and your bassinet. So it's something to consider when trying to justify the little bit higher price point that you're gonna find on this compared to the City Select. As far as features, you're gonna have adjustable handlebar. It is telescoping. You're gonna do that just by squeezing in the middle of the handlebar to extend that out. Now with your seat, you have the included belly bar, and to detach that, you're gonna push this button on the bottom. It is swing away and pivot, so you can let your child in and then connect it again. You can take it off completely. Now these do have a nice cover on them. They do have an optional leather cover that you can add to it. That's also included on a few of the colors. But if you wanted the leather on one that doesn't already have it, you can add it as an additional accessory. So you have your canopy, which has an extendable 50 UPF, is that right? Sunshade. And so this is just extendable. If you need that, you can have it. If not, you just tuck it back up in. You have your mesh panel right here, which is magnetic. Also, another nice feature of the canopy is you can move it up. So it is adjustable if you have a taller child. You just push it up on the frame, it goes up a couple inches, and if they're shorter, you can save some space by pushing it down. Now, I do like the execution of the harness height adjuster compared to City Select. Now, when you have to reach in through the Velcro and push out the little black tab. With this one, you just have these loops in the front and a little D-ring here with a slot in the middle, and then you're just gonna feed that through. To change it to a different level, you just reach in that hole, pull out that tab, and then insert your D-ring. I like that it's all exposed. You don't have to try to find it in a dark space, just like that. And then if you don't want to see this, you just tuck it back in. And so you'll do that on both sides. Okay, so the seat does also have an awesome recline. This is suitable for 3 months to 50 pounds. So you can put your baby in here quite early, but because it comes with the bassinet, we do recommend using the bassinet until they're 20 pounds or rolling over on their own. So it's nice that you don't have to have a car seat with this one in order to use with an infant. You also have an adjustable leg rest. You just push on the side buttons here to adjust there. Because it's a modular, you can take the seat out and move it to be rear facing if you want to. To fold it up, it does need to be forward facing. And you can fold it with both seats attached, not the bassinet, but I'll show you that when we attach the front seat. Then on the wheels here. So to lock them into place, you're just gonna push on this gray button on the front and then lock them into place. And that's just to help you go over different terrain like grass and gravel bark, you know the drill. And then to release the wheels, it has this gray lever right here. You're just gonna move that to the side. It's gonna fall right off, super easy, and then put it back on. Now the rear wheels, you can detach those as well. You're just gonna push on the button in the middle, just like that. The only time you really need to take them off is if you need a really compact fold to pack it up in your car or to pack it up in the travel bag if you're going on a trip. And then the brake on the back, I like this brake a lot. It's a tap on, tap off. So brake and then go. I like those. Typically I like a hand brake, but if it's tap on, tap off, I'm okay, so I don't have to use my toes. Now let's show ya the bassinet. The bassinet can be rear facing or forward facing, although I can't imagine why you would want it to be forward facing because you want to be able to look at your baby. So you have this zip on, zip off foot muff, so you can easily access your baby and then cover them up. This is just going to cover them from the elements or strangers. This, so this handlebar right here is going to move, push on the gray buttons on the inside to move it down, and then it'll just click up into place. You can use this as a sleeping surface in your home. You don't want to do it for long periods of time unless you're using it with the bassinet stand, which is an additional accessory. But this is great to keep your baby sleeping in the stroller. You can take them for a walk, take it into the house. So it's awesome that way. It is going to stand on its own. And it also does have the extendable sunshade to protect your child. I love this because it's going to keep them from the elements even in the middle of winter, which is nice if you want to go for a stroll. One thing I love about Uppababy is their one-hand release of their major accessories, so the bassinet and the car seat. And you're just going to slide and push this button on top and lift with one hand. As you can see, it is going to stand just fine on the ground. When you are constructing it, so it also has the zip off liner, and that's just to keep it nice and soft. You can also take this off and wash it. Now to construct it, and this is something that does take a little bit of education when new parents are buying it. Okay, so on the inside, it has these support legs. And these have to be pushed down into place in order for it to be able to stand on its own. So when people buy it, they need to make sure to snap these into place. And then as you can see, because it has holes in it, it does have sufficient airflow for babies to sleep in it, again, if it's not on the ground. So if it's in that bassinet stand. So one thing that I do love about the Vista is the fact that they include the bassinet. Now it is more expensive, but unlike a City Select, people are less likely to buy the bassinet because it's an added expense. But a lot of parents, like we've talked about before, it's not ideal to keep your baby in an infant seat to sleep because their head can come forward and cause asphyxiation. So it is ideal to keep them in a bassinet. So the fact that they include it, the parents are more likely to use it and they're going to keep their babies safer. So I do like this and recommending keeping the baby sleeping flat, whether they're on a walk, inside sleeping, that sort of thing. So I love that they included it. Now let me show ya. Let's go into car seats. Okay, so the Uppababy Vista is compatible with Kiko, Maxi-Cosi, Nuna, and Cybex. This is the Mesa. So the Mesa is going to get to click in without any adapters. All the other ones you have to get adapters. Lines up really easily, and I love that again it has that button on the top for the one-hand release. So I love selling this as a combo just because it's so easy and fluid. A little bit heavier car seat, but for me that's okay because it's so easy to click into the stroller. All the other car seats will need an additional accessory. Okay, so the most common accessory to purchase with the Vista obviously is the rumble seat. It's a little bit different. It's not like the City Select where the weight capacity is the same. They're not exactly the same. The weight capacity on this one is 35, whereas this one's 50. And as you can see, it doesn't have an adjustable foot rest. And so that's how you can easily tell them apart. It does include the adapters to attach this on. I'll show you how to do that. One thing I like about the Vista as well is that you don't have anything showing that indicates that it's missing a second seat. And so that's what these are for. I like that it just has that sleek design. All of their products are indicated, or if you have to add an adapter with a yellow or a blue button, or not button, dot. So here's a yellow dot here. That means that's going to line up on this side. On this side it's a blue dot. And so that's to just help indicate where they're going. So you're going to line those up. This is going to go in. I take this fabric button off first. Line up your button, or this groove over the pole on the bottom. And then this part right here is just going to go over that. This ring is going to clamp onto here and then clamp it down. And so that's your first one. And this one has your blue dots. You're gonna line those up, snap it on, clamp it down. Now these do not need to be removed every time you collapse your stroller and take off your seat to pack it in your car. You can leave these on if you're using it most often with the rumble seat. Then to attach the rumble seat, just line them up, click them on. I love that. So I'm going to show you how to fold it, and the reason I wanted to put that second seat on, I want to show you how easy it is to do with the second seat. Now one thing you need to remember is that on your toddler seat, you need to make sure that your footrest is all the way back so that it can, so that it has enough clearance right here on the second seat. Okay, so things to remember when folding, you want to always break it. The reason for that is it will stand when folded, and if it's not braked, then it's going to not be sturdy. Then you want to make sure that your handlebar is extended all the way, and then pull up on the gray tabs on both sides, and then put it down. Super easy, fluid execution, and I love that it stands when folded. It also has, oh good, it's on this side, an automatic brake, so it's not going to come apart. To disengage that brake, you're just going to push on this gray tab and pull it out, just like that. Okay, so overall, very similar to the City Select. Now, some of the differences between the Vista and the City Select are, first of all the accessories that are included in the Vista. So you get your bassinet, belly bars, rain shields, and bug nets. I do love that. Easier execution for me. It's easier to fold. It's going to stand when folded. It's really smooth. You can fold it with both seats very easily. Also with the Vista, it's going to be shorter and more narrow. So it's a little bit smaller footprint, which with a double stroller is always nice to have. Now the wheels are going to be very similar as far as suspension and maneuverability. The weights are really neck and neck, so that one's not really a defining factor as well. One of the biggest deterrent from the Vista, well obviously the price, but also the fact that both seats are not created equally. So this one has a 50-pound weight capacity and this one is 35. So a lot of people want that flexibility of being able to put their child in either seat and not having the restrictions of having the rumble seat can only go on the front. Now if you want to add in two bassinets, 2 car seats, then you will need to use upper and lower adapters. Now those ones are a little bit tricky, so I do recommend playing with them. You do not need to know that for the practical test, but it is helpful when helping customers to know which adapters they need. And basically what they do on the upper adapters, they're going to bring it up higher and closer to the parent, so it creates more space in between the two. And so if you're going to be using 2 bassinets, you need upper and lower adapters. If you're putting anything on the front that's not a rumble seat, you need the lower adapters instead of the adapters for the rumble seat. That will hopefully make another video on which ones are needed, which adapters are needed for which configurations.